this. This is a beautiful, wonderful game, which I have played many hours of, but not for a while. Probably like at least 6 months. I've not played it since it officially launched. So we're going to do that. Now, what I do want to do is just check, because there's a bunch of achievements which I haven't done. I just want to make sure, remember. For example, I think I need to do prestigious bug, military campaign, prestigious bug, prosperous priory, and mighty stronghold, which I think are the like specific campaign starts for each of the different things, and they limit you away from building like the other stuff. So I want to do that. So I haven't done that. I need to do them on challenge mode. Now I do still don't ever done the crystal thing. Fluvial, which is river hills, which is pretty much always do fluvial because I like rivers. They're nice. I will probably do the monastic one, because that's like, I've never really built a monastery, never bothered. So I'm going to do that. And we could switch up a bit. So I've always done food, so I'm going to not do that. Just sort of hit this bottom a few times so I get something that looks kind of nice. Like a nice big plateau there. I always get sort of, this is a nice big plateau, there's a couple of islands. Maybe build like the monastery on this island, something like that. Select rules, classic challenge mode. Not touch any of that shit. I want to build a prosperous priory, which means I need to build an abbatial church, reach 150 monks, host the abbess, get 500 clergy, estate splendor, can't build a castle. Villagers have to be below 75, so that's one of the big things. Never promote villagers. So my villagers must be miserable and not many. I can have lots of monks, I just can't have many base villagers. So I have to be a bit careful about that. I don't care too much about this. Leban, sure. Sancho. Bien. Sure. Don't care. It's very irrelevant to the actual game, so just not bothered. Okay, so now I need to choose a style. So this basic bullshit. Zoom in, blah blah blah. Yep. Okay, and then we choose a turret. I wanted to maybe build a monastery on one of these. One of the big things I definitely need is... Okay, so this is... yeah, okay, so we need these because monasteries take a lot of stone, like a lot, and these things should have, well, they at least potentially have infinite stone in them, or like iron or gems, basically stuff I need for building giant monasteries. What would be nice as well is potentially some river space. So being somewhere near a river is always good because fish are a very good early food source. So probably just here is fine because then there's, I don't know if there's actually fish in that bit. Fish. There's a few fish there at least. Lovely, yep, got it. And then we're going to build the village centre. This is movable, so it doesn't really matter where it goes, but go there. You want stuff, builder's workshop. Assign some people to that. Lovely. I'm going to build a lumber camp. We're basically just going to completely demolish this section of woods. The only thing to note is berries will grow on the edge of forests, so it's always worth leaving sort of like a line or a patch of forest. For now, we've got 10 people. The builders will build that, and then after they build that, become woodcutters. Should give me the ability to actually assign woodcutting, which so that don't lose all. We don't need foresters yet. Gathering axe we do want, so you can see. Berries like follow the edge of the forests. So if I leave a line of forest here, then the berries will grow on that edge as well. And I'll always have berries in my starting zone, which is pretty key. Going in there. Got 2 left, which is fine. Don't really need any more than that right now. Once they've got some berries, it'll let me continue. needs and happiness. Paint a residential zone. So this is where my people will build their houses. So again, this like I'll have like a row of trees there, so I can basically just build their houses in that slot. And it wants us to build a well because villagers need water. Put that in front there. We need some stone, which is right there. Now, one thing to note is villagers don't like living next to stone cutters because they're vaguely noisy. Which I should have thought about before I put put the houses where the stone is, but whatever. I don't care. They'll live. There's plenty of other space for them. I don't have any stone. Right? Okay. That's the problem. And then my last, like, 1 or 2 people will go into that, basically. I can take one out of here, probably, and put a couple of people into stone cutting, because my construction needs will sort of drop off for a while, and then it will climb back up again. It's sort of a balancing game, but largely I'll be okay with not too many people. And then once they've got some stone, they will build this one. See, they sort of build their own roads as well. There's like, I can do stuff to sort of limit where they'll go. So I can build like walls and gates and stuff, and I can sort of funnel them. But largely they'll just take sort of the most efficient route. The established paths sort of speed them up, so they'll follow those a bit, but largely they just sort of take the most efficient path to and from. And I can sort of force them in directions if I want to, but at the moment there's not really any point. It only becomes sort of, at points you kind of feel like you want to do it for aesthetic reasons, so like I don't like it when they're sort of winding through people's gardens and stuff. It winds me up. Don't walk through people's gardens to get to work, you know. So I'll build like walls around housing areas. Just to get people not to walk through their neighbours' gardens. Because it mildly irritates me. Okay, the well has come in. Got, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 houses built and 1 being built. markets. So markets is like where you get people to actually get their resources. So there's food stalls, which is the only one at the moment. We really just want to plonk this like pretty close to the housing, so in this case we can sort of put it around the well, probably this. Like a sort of market square around the well. And we can plonk this on it. That doesn't really do anything. It gives you a little bit of park capacity. So it lets them hold more stuff. Generally doesn't actually do anything, really. Or maybe it's changed now. Park capacity. I don't know. It used to give you like one. Beauty thing, whatever it's called. Splendor. Which is, you know, you need it, but it's not super important early game. And you could sort of just leave the hoods off the stalls, but they look nice. And it gives it 20 park capacity now, which I don't really know what that means, to be honest with you. Gives it a maintenance cost, which I'll find out in a minute. I did think parts capacity was like how many total capacity. Find out in a minute once that thing's built whether it increases the food capacity to 30. The village. That's basically just saying you can add extra stuff. So rather than building like a separate market, you can edit this. More market stalls and decorative tut to it, basically. And we will need to find another villager, so we'll probably take a look further out, because we've got enough space for our entire village, and I haven't even chopped down all the trees yet, so not exactly hankering for space. And we've got, well, our wood is short, but like it's fine. We need one more wood there and that's done, and that's the only thing we actually need to build. This is getting built, it's full, and that's a surplus house anyway at this point, because each house can hold 2 people, and given we've got 10 people, that's it, we only need 5. Obviously we want more, because that's how we get more villagers in. I don't think villagers will ever turn up if your whole village, if you don't have bonus space. Or maybe they will. I think it's happiness related. If it's below 50% happiness, maybe they won't turn up. And the happiness currently is 1 person was unhoused, and the rustic food situation. But now, yeah, okay, so that's given us 30 extra capacity for food on that store. So okay, that's kind of nice. Has made it far more relevant that you build those. Good to know. It does increase the maintenance cost, but that's okay. So now this guy basically will wander off. He'll pick up the fruit from here, and he'll bring it to his market stall, where other people will come and pick it up and take it home to eat. And that is how you get food going around. and then that rustic food requirement will be fulfilled, and everyone will be happy. So this is capped out on food, so they'll stop working until this guy does his fucking job. Juana, can you do your job? You're just sitting at your house, just having a nap while everyone's starving. No, it's fine. It's okay. You just mop your fucking yard while everyone's starving to death. It's okay. Here we go. She's getting some water for her house. Yeah, that's fine. Go on. That's good. It's not like the entire village is depending on you doing some fucking work, lovey. That's right, yep, just sweep your dirt. There you go, she's heading to work. There you go, so she went to work, she realised I've got no berries, and now she's going to pick up some berries. Lovely. And then they're doing some work again now, so she picked up 30 berries. Put those two there. And she'll stand around all day while people come and buy berries. Beautiful. I'm just waiting for happiness to reach 75, which will happen once everyone's got their berries. There you go, look, so he's got some berries. Beautiful. Now, refined food is going to be tricky on this, so for a little while, because my villagers are so limited, the main source of refined food I'm going to have is monastic food. So I need to start building the monastery and get them working before I can even really do anything. So we're never going to get above 75 happiness for a while, but 75 happiness should hit pretty quick. Everyone's getting their food. There we go. Warehouse assigned plank right now. So it wants us to get stuff. So this is that doesn't go away on that screen. It's really annoying. Right, so sawmill produces planks in exchange for wood, which we can build here. There we go. Beautiful. And it wants us to get a warehouse, which we need to unlock that. Lovely. Which gives us the warehouse and the granary. The granary, not super important at the moment. We've got sort of not a lot of stuff we need to do, but the warehouse is a bit more important because to sell stuff it has to come from the warehouse. From the warehouse just there, it's fine. Now, the trouble here being that we have capped out on villagers. Migration is high. We've got 3 coming in 3 days. But we'll just take a build up for now. Here we go. Here's some lads. Buy them. One in there and one in there. once this is built, we'll be able to assign stuff to it. Capacity for people at the moment. Need to get a bit more of this forest chopped out. If we chop like this tree, it will open up another space here. Could be enough for a little bit more immigration. Three new people. Take them in. Now, they are homeless, which is a downside. But there you go. They're building a new home straight away because there's people that need one. I feel like I just assigned for new villagers. Yeah, it just hasn't updated yet. There we go. Homes. 2, 4, 6, 8, 14, but I've got 15 people. So we do need a little more residential space zoned out. There you go. There's another house going up. There's the warehouse going up. Assign to that planks, we'll assign stone, we'll assign tools so that I can import tools if I want to, and that will do for now. So Royal Book allows me to trade stuff. So this is Edicts, which is where I can sort of declare special laws and stuff. This is trade routes, so once I have got 20 planks, I can unlock this trade route and I can buy this stuff, so tools and cloth and berries and all this stuff. And I can sell them. I can sell them planks, I can sell them wine, polished stone, gold ore, gold, so yeah. Okay, so one of those. What jobs have I even got spare at the moment? I don't think I've got any spare job. Where's the job thing? Yeah, villagers here. So there's 2 unemployed people, but this is what I'm looking for. So builder, transporter, just so they're not unemployed, because people don't like being unemployed. Weirdly. I like having stuff to do. Next thing I'm going to want is a granary, but I don't really have anywhere good to put it right now. Just sort of ram it in there, but that's not very aesthetically pleasing. In there. Again, it doesn't look great. I could maybe move this. It's going to make that guy unhappy because he doesn't want to live next to that, but sorry, you'll live. Put that there, and that will allow us to store excess food so that my gatherers don't keep stopping working all the time. Nearly there. 2 more. I've got like quite a lot of space over here. What I could do is, well, I probably will chop all this down once I expand. For now it's fine. It's fine. Just like that, just so I've got the thing. There we go, right, so trade route, that one. And then it wants me to allow sale of planks. So that is on the resources, we can sell everything of value, and then we can set the value to about 20 basically, and then it will always keep 20 planks. So I've always got something to build with, and everything above that will get sold. Expand my territory, lovely. So I can expand finally. So I can have a go here, which will give me this big swathe of land, plus it would give me potentially some fish. I can just expand into more flat ground, but I think I will grab here for now because diversity of food would be nice. That lets me chop down. Let's do that in a minute. Let's chop down these trees. Give me more space to expand into. We can sort of carry on the housing around here. Straight away. I can buy another spot, 100 coins. I don't need to yet though, so I will not do so immediately, even though I really want to, because it's who I am as a person. But it wants us to get this manor house. So this is where things sort of open up. So acquire a manor house, build a manor house that has a great hall, allow tools to be purchased. Now this is sort of a mess. So we can get fishing, we can build bridges and fences, get clothing, goods markets, stonemason hut. So stonemason hut is useful because it lets me chop my wood into, chop my stone into polished stone, which I can sell. Butchering is good because it's another form of meat, and I think it's a refined food resource, which is useful. Farming I probably won't bother with. Decorative is nice, it lets me sort of build niceties around the town, which lets me upgrade houses. Well, I'm not fishing for now. Just first of all check. Yeah, so there's some fish there. Which I will just sort of immediately put down. It's a really good food source. It's just super efficient. I think it's only like 1 or 2 people work it, but they get like a lot of food from it. So it's really nice. And here's the manor house. So these are pretty cool. So this is like a big building which has a few different things, so Great Hall. But it has all these different little modules. And these basically allow me to craft a like personalized like thing. So this is annoying because I'd love for it to be in the town centre here. So really, I want to buy this spot purely so that I can build it in the town centre, which is a complete waste of time. But I'm doing it anyway because screw it. Now we need a Great Hall. It wants me to have a Great Hall, but I also will need a tax office. So what I can do is I can build basically like a basic structure. Right, and that is a functional Great Hall. It's a bit crap, but it is. We're going to add a sub-building, which is a tax office, and we're going to basically plump a sort of tower down here. Now, at the moment I'm going to keep this pretty low-key, but I can expand this later on. I can add extra walls, I can add all sorts of stuff to make this bigger and fancier. And I will sort of stretch this out to be big and fancy, but basically this is where this system, so I'm going to visitor spot, and this is where my tax collectors will go. So from this I can assign tax collector, and they will go around collecting money from all my peoples, which is obviously good. Now, it's nearly done. Yeah, so one fisherman gets me plenty of fish. What I do need to do, however, is add another market store. Do the same sort of thing, we'll add it around this well. I will at some point sort of move this stuff out. And then, here you go, look, so these ones give splendor as well as the basic thing. So if I trash that and put a red one, it's berries, and that one's blue because it's fish. Apply that change, and that will add on. I need to keep an eye on how many people I've got. 26, I'm a long way up, like 75 still. Now currently, well, I'm at a negative money because I have bought sort of all those territories. It's going to get worse, in fact, because it hasn't even realised I've got more territory upkeep. But currently my money is negative, but I'm going to be selling planks when I've got excess planks. I'm going to be collecting taxes once my tax man is done. Got plenty of tools still. It does want me to allow tools to be purchased, but that's optional. So I'm not going to do that currently because I do not have the money. That's the church available. Votes, funds. It wants me to ask people for money, but I don't care. Use one different refined food. That's okay. Do that. Improving lumber camps. Yeah, fine. 2 monuments. So it's asking me to do a whole bunch of different stuff. And yep, it's fine. I'm doing that. It's now telling me to build the tax office. I don't get anything from these. These are just like you should do this. Like reminds me to do it, which is nice. The other thing it was telling me about is I can discuss a levy. So I can ask them all for lots of money, and it will make them unhappy. But I can, and it just gives me a big old chunk of money, big money drop. But it makes them unhappy for a while. So I want to avoid doing that basically until I have to. Now, the rustic church is good, but it sort of is a replacement for the monastery. So I can instead kind of just get the monastery going. Which I need to think about where I want to do the monastery. So it's a religious building, and it's similar in sort of function to the manor house. So it has all these sub rooms. You've got monk dorms, nun dorms, the actual main chapel. Build a monastery, sell at least 50 herbs. Yeah, so the trouble is now, service is basically every person that hasn't been to church recently is miserable. Because they really like church. And now, what I wanted to sort of, I was thinking about doing like a big monastery on the island. That is something I probably do still want to do, but I think at the moment I'm just going to build a very simple little one in the town centre. So I've got 27 people. And basically I need to get capacity for all of them. Now I know for a fact I'm going to have a maximum of 75 people. So I could just try and build a big thing that does that, but I don't really want to do that yet. So I think all I'm going to do is build a pretty basic one for the time being. This has a capacity of 20. If I just up it to about 40, it's probably a decent place to start. Gives me a capacity of 34 currently. Door on it. We do need a bell tower, like this sort of wooden one. Bit above there, lovely. Maybe pull it in. Nice. No, I don't need anything else. I do need some dorms. So I will, just for the time being, just create a little sort of monk dorm off to the side. So monk dorm capacity 8. Just build literally like a little side building over here. Where the monks live. And that gives me what I need. I'm going to take a ton of stone, some planks, some tools. It is going to take some refined stone, polished stone, but I'm doing that anyway. I just need to make sure I need 50 gold for that. That's okay. I should get that fairly soon. And if not, I can levy my people. But they'll slowly start to build that, and once they have built that, then they'll get their service needs fulfilled. The other thing to note is that I need to I have to make it pretty to unlock these higher tier things. But I'm not too worried about that just yet, because like, I'm not really. Pretty early game, I don't really need to be worrying about high level stuff just yet. Okay, look, so tax collector. So I'll now start getting some tax income coming in. Ugh. Now, it's best suited to higher level people, but I am not allowed to upgrade people at all, ever, or I fail. I can upgrade houses to take more people, so if I upgrade... oh no, it's housing density I need to... can do that, but I don't need to. The density is worth doing, so light fortification, patrol coverage will let me get more people per house, which is always nice. Like just more efficient on space. But honestly, like, don't know that I need that on this, because 75 people is not crazy. That's not even 40 houses. It's not a lot of space, so kind of into just having a big small sort of 40 house city around my big monastery or whatever. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I might sort of increase to medium density, but I doubt I'll ever bother with high density. Jobs. I'm going to be committing some people to the monastery at some point soon, and need to be doing this. I think I'll do a levy so I can get the stone mason going. What is that? Some tools. Cool. What are these guys? What are you? Elders. Oh, these are the elders. They're just not giving me tools. Sure. problems whatsoever. Stone left, and there's some more over here as well, so not lacking for stone, certainly. In fact, I might just plonk down another stone cutter camp over here. I've got unemployed people, I need a lot of stone, so it makes sense to just get another one going in the meantime, especially given I'm going to be turning a lot of it into polished stone soon, so we actually don't want to store it for the meantime. 50 is probably a decent cap anyway, so we'll leave it at that. We won't make too much. Let's prioritize this. I've like gone about halfway to reading this once before. I recall like basically it became mine economy, so like it was very much just basically everyone's job was either get food or be a miner to build more stuff. It was literally it. That's all the villagers ever did. Question mark tilde. It's an interesting name. She's on free time apparently. Why is her name Mard? Question mark tilde. This is very odd. Anyone else got a weird ass name? No, just Mard question mark tilde. Everyone else has a pretty normal name. Oh no, we've got Meng tilde question mark umlauted O. Strong name. Mengel question mark. In fact, that's not even an umlauted O, that's like a reverse 6 with an X at the top. What is that? I don't even know what symbol that is. Wild. Needs to actually take berries and fish. I've got 4 people there literally doing nothing. Whoops. Move this over to here. I've got 0. -4 gold. Because my tax factor isn't doing anything. Mod! It's okay. We'll get it. It'll balance out soon enough. Wasn't exactly what I intended to do, but. Where are you going? Straight up wander. No. We need to really move this somewhere a bit closer to the actual forest that they're trying to chop down, probably. I mean, they could also be chopping, you know, this patch of forest right next to them, but they're not, so it kind of feels like it's on them. Just slacking off a bit, I think. 18 full workers. What are you doing with your lives? Nothing. Oh. Itchy face. Monasteries nearly built. Done. Just the polished stone we need, which is the doorway. Gonna use a couple more planks. Looks like we've got some unemployed schmucks. I've got no jobs though. I could build another camp. The money. Come on, tax collector. Where's my friggin'? Oh, wait. Ugh. Assigned any tax. Fine, Mard, question mark. Till I will let you off. This one's on me. I forgot you have to assign any level of tax. Whoopsie. This is what I'm talking about here. The fisherman is walking through people's gardens to get to and from the market, instead of just walking down here. Which winds me the heck up. So I will probably build a fence around that for no good reason at some point. She's the fisherman. In fact, she's walking through her own front garden to get there. The transporter. Maybe if I build like a fence here, leave a gap here. Wow, we'll see. Most of the infrastructure is sort of here, so this is like literally the only crossover point at the moment. The woodcutter is a bit of a pain in the bum. They need to move at some point. And this stone cutter, once this one's gone, will move. This area is getting chopped now, which is nice. The tax collector should start doing her job, so I'll start getting some money in. Now this is pretty much built. Be able to devote some villagers to it. I only currently need one. There you go. So he is gonna start. I mean, no one can come in yet because there's no door. As soon as that door's finished, ooh boy, we're gonna have that service fulfilled, and then everyone will be happy. magnificent monastery. Do I want some money? Yeah, give me some money. That's what I'm liking. Build that. That. This needs to be next to the stockpile because the stockpile is holding the stone and this is taking the stone from the stockpile to there. Loaning tools, thank you, that's very generous. Here. Gain 13 tools, I'll take 13 tools. Those. Really wants me to buy tools. I will. I'll do it. I will do it. Okay, just be patient. I'll get there. It wants me to do this, which I do want to do. That's 50. 50 gold. That. Insufficient housing. We've got 36 people. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. We're not far off. Yes, we go. Where do I want to put more housing? Here? This way? This way. This feels sort of like it's getting away from the village somewhere a bit. I'd like to sort of curve it around here more. Monastery is kind of in. Monastery is in. Ooh. All that. Ugh, money again. God's sake. I'll get there. Go away. So we've got like a nice line of woods sort of all along the back of our houses. We've got plenty more wood to be chopped. Well, actually, it's getting close to the edge of running out. Guess I can build a forester camp for now. Pop this here. No money. This bishop, give me money. So we haven't had like a tax drop come in. I can increase this soon. Now that people are sort of getting happier, I can increase the taxes. I can't do that. Make 10 bread and 5 herbs. Sorry, 10 berries and 5 herbs. I don't have any herbs. I can't do anything with that yet. Some jobs. A lot of people and not a lot of jobs currently. What is this? Oh, that's just I've selected. Got some taxes coming in there. One tax dollar. Lard is still sort of slacking, to be honest. Still got a lot of fish. Not that many berries. So maybe I should get another gatherer's hut. Money. But we'll put it down here anyway. For when I do have a bit of money, and that'll be another set of jobs for people. I guess I'll do another levy because you'll be better off in the long run. Okay, just trust me. It'll be good for you. And these, so the forester will allow me to plant trees. I'm going to get the butchering. So butchery is kind of cool. So it gives me a hunter's hut, which this basically, the deeper a forest is, the more piggies will be in it. Trouble is, I don't have any really in my territory at the moment, any deep forest. So what I'm gonna, I've got some over here actually, so maybe I'll just put that down over there for a bit. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get this forester. So I'm going to prioritize this area. The lumberjack to this is what to do. That's a lot deeper than I thought it was. And then I'm going to assign all this forested. None of this will be chopped down. It will turn into deep forest. It will get piggies in it. Assign hunting here. Actually, I think this is a weird sort of counterintuitive thing I learned about recently. So to the elders, it's not going to happen. Yeah, so it's a weird counterintuitive thing where actually putting the gathering building close to where the stuff is doesn't matter, because people will walk from their homes to the gathering hut, then from the gathering hut to the stuff. So either way, they're walking that distance. So it's actually better to put the gathering hut close to the storage. So in this case, if I put like the gathering hut close to the granary, granary's there. I'll move this back like ever so slightly, just so there's a bit more space there. So basically a complete waste of time. So I can put these gathering huts sort of here, which is relatively close to the granary. It's not hugely close, but it's not bad. They're in sort of a concentrated area. So sort of a bit closer to where people live rather than where the stuff is. And that actually works out better than putting it near the pigs, which feels sort of like counterintuitive, but actually it works out nicely. So we'll build those, and then we'll assign hunters. They'll go out on piggies, and then they'll bring it back here. The butcher will take the piggies, chop them up into meat, and then we will have the granary store the meat, and that meat is a refined food substance rather than a basic food substance. Yeah. So I'm going to take a quick break because we need toilet and stuff, and then I'll be back in like 5 minutes.